Jamaica, land of reggae, sunshine, and a bit of an economic squeeze. Yeah, things are tough. People making hard choices, especially when it comes to starting families. See, when the economy sputters, those family plans, they tend to get put on hold. People need to feel secure, financially speaking, before they start bringing little ones into the world. And right now, Jamaica's economic climate, it's got folks thinking twice. It's not just about wanting nice things for your kids, though that's a big part of it. It's about the basics: food, shelter, education. Can you afford to give your child a good life? That's the question weighing heavily on the minds of many Jamaicans. And this isn't just some abstract economic theory, this is real life. This is about young couples delaying marriage, putting off having kids, because they're looking at the numbers and wondering, can we really swing this? And that, my friends, has a direct impact on the country's demographics. Fewer babies today mean fewer young people tomorrow, which means a shift in the makeup of the entire population. It's all connected. Let's talk about the cost of living, yeah? Because in Jamaica, like many places, it's going up, up, up. Food, rent, transportation, it all adds up. And for young people, this creates a real dilemma. They're looking at these costs, then looking at their paychecks and realizing something doesn't add up. Imagine trying to start a family when you're struggling to pay your own bills. Diapers and formula don't come cheap, my friends. And then there's school fees, uniforms, extracurricular activities. The expenses never end. It's enough to make anyone think twice about having kids. This economic insecurity, it weighs heavily on people's minds. It affects their decisions, their outlook on life. And when you're constantly worried about making ends meet, it's hard to think about anything else, let alone expanding your family. Now, here's something interesting. Jamaican women are getting more educated than ever before, which is fantastic. More power to them. But it also plays a role in this whole demographic puzzle. See, educated women tend to have different priorities. They're more likely to focus on their careers, delay marriage, and have children later in life, if at all. They're breaking down barriers, challenging traditional roles, and saying, hey, I can have a family and a fulfilling career. And that's amazing. But it also means fewer babies are being born, at least in the traditional sense. This isn't just about education, though. It's about access to opportunities. When women have more options, they're more likely to exercise those options. They're not just settling for the status quo. They're forging their own paths. And that, my friends, is a beautiful thing. Even if it means Jamaica's demographics are undergoing a bit of a makeover. Let's talk about the elephant in the room, the earnings gap. Sadly, in Jamaica, like many other places, women still earn less than men for the same work. And this, my friends, has a direct impact on family planning. When women are bringing home less money, it affects their ability to contribute financially to a family. It can also create a power imbalance within relationships, which can discourage some women from having children or getting married in the first place. It's simple math, really. When you have two incomes that are unequal, it creates a whole host of challenges. It can lead to resentment, arguments, and ultimately a breakdown in the relationship. And when relationships are strained, it's not exactly the ideal environment for raising a family. Section 5, women in the workforce, single mums and shifting roles. Here's another piece of the puzzle. More and more Jamaican women are joining the workforce. They're doctors, lawyers, entrepreneurs, you name it, they're doing it. This is a positive development, of course, but it also means traditional family structures are evolving. With more women working outside the home, there's a growing number of single-parent households, often headed by women. These women are juggling work, childcare, and everything in between. They're superheroes, really. But let's be real. Raising a family on a single income is tougher anywhere in the world, and Jamaica is no exception. It's a constant balancing act, and it puts a lot of pressure on these incredible women. Section 6. Seeking greener pastures. Economic migration and its ripple effects. Now let's talk about economic migration. Jamaica, like many Caribbean nations, has seen a steady stream of people leaving the island in search of better economic opportunities abroad. They're going to the United States, Canada, the United Kingdom, anywhere they believe they can build a better life. And while this diaspora has its benefits, sending remittances back home and all that, it also contributes to Jamaica's aging population. It's often the young and educated who leave, leaving behind an older generation. This brain drain, as they call it, can have a real impact on the country's development. It's a complex issue with no easy solutions. Section 7. Fewer births, longer lives, reshaping the demographic landscape. Now, let's get into the nitty-gritty of demographics. Jamaica is experiencing two major trends: declining fertility rates and increased life expectancy. People are having fewer babies and living longer lives. Sounds great, right? Well, it's a bit more complicated than that. On the one hand, longer lifespans are a testament to advancements in healthcare and living conditions, but on the other hand, fewer babies being born means a shrinking workforce in the future. It's a demographic balancing act. This shift in demographics has implications for everything from healthcare and pensions to the overall economy. It's a challenge that Jamaica, like many other nations, will need to address. Section 8. The baby boomers retire, a generational shift in Jamaica. Speaking of aging populations, let's not forget about the baby boomers. This generation, born in the years following World War II, is now reaching retirement age. And as they hang up their hats and enjoy their golden years, it creates another demographic shift. See, the baby boomers were a large generation. They filled schools, entered the workforce, and shaped Jamaican society. But as they retire, there are fewer young people to replace them in the workforce. This can lead to labour shortages, slower economic growth, and a strain on social security systems. It's a classic case of the pyramid flipping. A larger, older population supported by a smaller, younger population. It's a trend that has implications for the country's long-term economic and social well-being. Section 9. Charting a sustainable future. Investing in Jamaica's people. So what can be done about all of this? Well, it's not about finding a magic solution, but rather a multifaceted approach. It's about investing in education, creating job opportunities and providing affordable childcare. It's about empowering women, closing the earnings gap and creating a more equitable society. It's also about encouraging young people to stay in Jamaica and contribute to its development. This means fostering innovation, supporting entrepreneurship and creating an environment where young people feel hopeful about the future. It's a long road ahead, no doubt, but by addressing these challenges head-on, Jamaica can create a brighter future for all its citizens, young and old. One love, Jamaica.